Ranking Member Graves and members of the committee for having this hearing today. Infrastructure continues to be the single most pressing issue in my district in southwestern Connecticut. Every business leader I speak to, businesses large and small, identifies this as the biggest challenge they have doing business. And of course, for everyday people, strap hangers who take Metro North into New York City, to those, including myself, who sit in nightmarish traffic on 95 and the Merritt Parkway, and any time approximating rush hour, our transit systems are straining under years and years of underinvestment. For generations, we've built our way to prosperity, but sadly, concerns in the last several generations about how to pay for infrastructure have left us in an ever more desperate situation. So I come here today to advocate for a discrete set of issues, but I just want to illustrate what happens in my district, which is a fascinating place. It's an economic powerhouse. It sits astride one of the true commercial arteries between New York and Boston, and it is crumbling. The infrastructure is crumbling. In the city of Bridgeport, there's a terrible story where a bridge that used to connect the downtown and the historic East Side, decades ago, the bridge became inoperable. So the bridge is gone, and two halves of a city are not accessible to each other, with all of the effects that that has on the economy of the city of Bridgeport and of the region. And by the way, that's not just Bridgeport. The American Road and Transportation Builders Association says that 40% of our bridges need to be replaced or repaired. 47,000 bridges are structurally deficient nationally, including 308 bridges in Connecticut. We've also seen the price of inaction in my own backyard. In 1983, the Mianus River Bridge, which is 95 over a small river in southwestern Connecticut, collapsed, killing 3 motorists. I could go on, but I won't. The good news is our new governor, Ned Lamont, has proposed a very serious focus on transportation, and at the state level is having a contentious but important conversation about how we pay for it. We're having a debate in Connecticut today over whether we should put tolls on our highways. We remain the last state in the region that doesn't have tolls on its highways. Governor Ned Lamont has proposed what he calls the 30-30-30 plan, which would shorten train commutes from Hartford to New Haven, from New Haven to Stamford, and from Stamford into New York City to just 30 minutes. That sounds ambitious, but the Europeans are already way past that. The Asians are already way past that. This is something that we absolutely need to do. So I don't want to continue to list the challenges, and I'm sure you're going to hear from every corner of the country today about the necessity of doing this. I'm just going to close with an appeal, which is an appeal for pragmatism and compromise on this issue. I've been around long enough to know that both parties and all of us are tempted to let the perfect be the enemy of the good. We're in divided government. Not anybody is getting everything that they want. So I just, given the intensity and the urgency of this problem, appeal to every member of this committee and to all my colleagues and to members of the Senate to let's not let the perfect be the enemy of economic survival. This is essential. On my side of the aisle, we're going to need to be open-minded to things that'll be hard to be open-minded about. On the other side of the aisle, I hope you gentlemen and other people in the party will realize that we do need the resources to pay for this investment. So again, just a plea for the kind of pragmatism and compromise that I know could lead to a truly historic piece of legislation here, an investment in our infrastructure that will improve our quality of life and help all of our economies. With that, I'll close and say thank you, Mr. Chairman.